They not telling you this, but that marijuana is making these brothers effeminate.
Bring it out!
You know that? It's making them effeminate. You got to be sober. You wanna know why? Because we at war. We at the war for this little brother. We at the war for his soul. We at the war for your soul. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is the pact. Don't get separated. The devil is a roaring lion, and he coming for all of us. Whether you in this truth or whether you're not in this truth, he's still gonna come for you. When we become men, we gotta put away childish things. Childish things. That's smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed is a childish thing. Smoking cigarettes is a childish thing. What did white folks used to call us in slavery? What else? What else? What is he? A little boy. They called us boy. Wanna know why they called us boy? Because that's how they treated us. You know what I'm saying? This man, he grew a beard. Wanna know why they don't like black men with beards? Because we look like men.
That's right.
And we act like men.
Right.
That's why certain jobs, don't they make you shave? Certain high-paying jobs, oh, you have to be clean shaven.
Yeah, I worked out for 7 years to make that thing.
You know what I'm saying? What the hell being offshore got to do with your face? Nothing. A mask will seal just fine with facial hair. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 5. The blind receive their sight.
So this is what we do as teachers. We're not a soup kitchen. You know what I'm saying? We help the godly. We help them that won't help themselves. Guess what, little brother? You want to kick the weed? We can help you. You want to help to teach your son the right ways of this world according to the Bible? We can help you. You know what I'm saying? This is what we here to do.
Right.
Because guess what, bro? They not telling you this, but that marijuana is making these brothers effeminate.
Bring it out!
You know that? It's making them effeminate. How many young brothers you know catch attitudes real quick? Do they all smoke weed? See the common denominator? That weed that y'all smoking nowadays, it don't grow from the ground. They grow it in a laboratory with chemicals. You know what I'm saying? And they spray chemicals all over it. So when you're smoking it, you're smoking dried up chemicals on a plant. That's why they don't ever have a name for it no more. Everything is loud, right? What you got? Some loud. Everything loud. I got loud pack. I got this, I got that. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. But it's all chemicals. Read that.
Matthew chapter 11 and verse 5. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them.
Because guess what? We doing all of that. What's your name? Cruz. All praises. What's your name? Zion. Powerful name, bro. You need it, bro. That's your legal name?
Sir Zion.
That's your legal name, Sir Zion. Bro, you need to start. You see this right here? And you know you from Judah? Titus 2 and 6. You need to leave that weed alone.
No.
Hey, guess what? I done been there. If you get caught, you ever served time? Good. If you get caught and you go to jail, you know who gonna be there? Just you and Esau. Not none of the dudes that you shared a blunt with, not none of the dudes that you hit a lick with, none of them. None of them gonna be there. None of them. They ain't gonna call a check on you, they ain't gonna write you, they ain't gonna put no money on your books, they ain't gonna do nothing. And my ex-wife used to go to Northwestern, so I know how the police is around here. Last time I was up here was like 2006. That was the last time I was up here. You know what I'm saying? These people out here, am I lying, Cruz?
No.
These people up here, best around to go to jail and negative. They gonna forget about you. You ever heard that before? They're going to forget about you up here in these jails. That's why it's important for you to follow this.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be sober-minded.
You want to know why you got to be sober-minded? You ever heard of something called couch lock? Or you on stuck? You get so high you just can't move? How can you defend yourself? Let's say Cruz is your older brother, and he left to go to work and said, watch out for my son. And you got high, and you stuck, and something happened to him. And he come home and said, what the hell happened to my son? What you gonna say? What can save you from the wrath of your older brother coming down on you because something happened to his son under your care? You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to be sober. Get 1 Peter 5 and 8. You got to be sober. You want to know why? Because we at war. We at the war for this little brother. We at the war for his soul. We at the war for your soul. You know what I'm saying? In order to be at war, you got to be sober. You can't be high at war. Because then they could put something in front of you that you ain't even going to perceive, and you're going to fall for it. And now you no longer in the fight. Read.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8.
And Cruz, if you got questions, let me know. I ain't just here to just speak. You know what I'm saying? We teaching that we are the Israelites of the Bible, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You ever heard of that before? We are those people, historically and biblically. And we can prove it with Bible history and regular history that we see every day. You know what I'm saying? We are God's chosen people. God don't love everybody. He don't. He chose one people, and he's going to save one people. You know what I'm saying? You love my kids? Come on, be honest.
Well, I don't know your kids, but
exactly.
You know, as an individual person, speaking from an individual person perspective, I love everybody.
But you don't know my kids. Same thing with God. God only loves you because God only knows you. He don't know nobody else.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the purpose of the other nations. Read.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
And right now, you prime real estate. Because you high. I don't know if you're high right now. But because when you get high, you prime real estate. You ever watch the nature shows? And you see a lion going after a zebra? Now zebras, they in the pack, right? Which zebra is normally the one that gets caught? The one that's the slowest, the one that's the weakest, the one that's separated from the pack. Right now, this is the pack. Don't get separated. The devil is a roaring lion, and he coming for all of us. Whether you in this truth or whether you not in this truth, he's still gonna come for you. Because they know that you're an Israelite, whether you admit it or whether you don't. They know who you are. Mexicans, the tribe of Issachar. Just like we the tribe of Judah, he is the tribe of Issachar. You wanna know how we know that? Because we had the same slavery.
That's right.
The same exact slavery. Give me Deuteronomy 28. The same slavery. The only difference is when they took over him, the people that took over the Mexicans, the people in Ecuador, Panama, Colombia, Cuba, Dominican Republic, they spoke Spanish. The people that conquered us, they spoke English. It was the same white people.
That's right.
They just spoke different languages. One spoke English because they was from Britain, another spoke Spanish because they was from Spain. And the Hebrew-speaking Negroes, because you do know that Mexicans have African history, right? Look up a man named Gaspar Yanga. There's a place in Mexico named Yanga, Mexico. It's named after him. Gaspar Yanga was a warrior. He lived in the hills of Mexico, and he demolished every single white person that came against him and his people.
That's right.
Guess when he died? 1618.
No.
What happened in 1619? This. He died a year before that. You understand what I'm saying? We are a race of warriors. But we was told through history, nah man, they speak Spanish. They're not our people. But why is it that we all live in the same freaking hoods? How? We ain't the same, but we live in the same conditions. We eat the same food. You know what I'm saying? We share the same oppression. We get out of college or whatever. We trying to look for a job, right? We find any job that they can, right? What do y'all do? Find any job that you can. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're standing outside of Home Depot or whether you're trying to ask one of your people for a job, it's the same oppression. Now watch this. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. What you read?
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Cruz, when your son get older, you probably gonna give him chores to do, right? You got kids? What's your name? AJ? You got chores that you give your kids? Take the trash out, wash the dishes, stuff like that? See, come on now. White people don't give their kids chores. That's why they in the room making bombs. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Y'all don't know each other, but y'all raise y'all kids the same. Dude, if your kids don't listen to you, what happens? Get a spank or get grounded. What about you?
Take away the games or whatever.
He get punished. Watch this, read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God said if we don't listen to him, we're going to get punished. Curses was going to come upon us as a people.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.